I'm so excited to show you how to make a YouTube channel, because when you start a YouTube channel, it can be life-changing. It literally has for me. We're going to cover everything from creating an account through to the most important settings that are key to getting as many views as possible, and how to unlock the features that can truly help you grow. In other words, this is the video I wish I had when I was first starting out. And by the way, I know your time is valuable, so use the chapters to skip to the parts you need if you don't need all of it. My name is Jerry Potter, and the first thing we're going to need to do is go to youtube.com, and that will take you to this screen. Now, I'm not signed in any account, so there's literally no suggested videos or anything. You might see something slightly different. Then we're going to go to the upper right corner and we're going to click sign in. Now, if you already have a Google account of any kind, you can use that to sign in. So that could be a Gmail account, Google Maps, maybe you have an Android phone that requires having a Google account. Essentially, Google owns a lot of stuff, but if not, you're going to need to create one. So back here on the screen, if you have a Google account of any kind, you can put that email in here, hit next, go through the steps. Or if you don't have a Google or account of any kind, or you want to create a new one, come down here to create account. You have for personal use, for my child, or for work or my business. So you may think, oh, this is my personal YouTube channel, I want to use that. I do recommend saying for my work or my business. And the reason for that is that it gives you what's called a brand account or a brand channel on YouTube. And that means that in the future, if somebody else is helping you with it, you can add other people to help you go in and upload or moderate comments or anything like that, okay? So that's why I recommend doing that. Also, if this is very separate from who you are as a person, there's some other features that have a little bit more privacy built in. So I'm going to choose for my work or my business. And then on this screen, they're going to see if you want to upsell to the Google Workspace account, formerly known as G Suite. You don't need this for a YouTube channel. So just come down here and say, get a Gmail address. So we're going to click that, then put in your name. Last name is totally optional. And just so you know, this is not your channel name. This is just the name of this Google account. Then we hit next. It's going to ask for some more information about you. You don't have to answer the gender question, but you do need to put in your birthday. Or what I do sometimes when a company wants to know my birthday and I don't want to share it with that company, I'll put in, a month adjacent to it, or, but just give them the general idea. They want to have some idea of how old you are. It is a requirement that's here. You can click this link down here if you want to learn more about why they're asking for that. So once that's done, hit next. On this screen, you put in the email address that you want to use with this Google/YouTube account, or if you want to create a new Gmail account to go with that, you can click this button instead. Go ahead and create a password. This next screen is optional, but I recommend adding another email address that you have. Could be for a friend or a spouse, somebody that you trust, just in case you ever get locked out. This happens sometimes on YouTube, and we want to make sure that we've set up the proper security. So I recommend taking the time to just add another email address as a backup, or you can just hit skip if you want. Otherwise, hit next. Review your account info. Since this is a demo account, I should probably copy this because I will never remember that later. You, of course, have to accept the privacy and terms. Feel free to read through these if it makes you more comfortable, but there is a place down here where you can have a little bit more privacy if you want by saying, don't save my web and app activity in my Google account, and show me ads that aren't personalized. And then same thing with your YouTube history. Now we're all set up. I recommend unchecking this box where they say, hey, can we send you some more marketing emails? Then hit continue. Now I've seen this go both ways where it'll start prompting you for more information about your business. Don't worry about that. If this screen comes up for you, just go back to youtube.com and you'll see now that we are signed in up here in the corner with this brand new account that I created. Now let's create our channel. So we're going to go up here. Once we're signed in, we'll see a photo if you have one associated with your account, or a letter. Click that and we're going to say create a channel. And this part is your channel name. So put in whatever you want here. You can change it later, so it doesn't have to be the end all be all. And then same thing with the handle. You want to change that to whatever you want it to be. So it looks like Jerry Potter's YouTube channel is available with a check mark. If I put in the actual username on my main channel, it'll probably tell me, because it's at Mr. Jerry Potter, says, oh, this one is not available. So you need to find a channel handle that actually exists. If you want to add a profile picture, you can do that. And then we hit create channel, and a few seconds later, you will have a YouTube channel. Now I get this message, your channel's being created, check back in a few moments. So let's go ahead and hit refresh. And just like that, there we have it, Jerry Potter's YouTube channel There is the username. There's, of course, nothing under the description yet other than the date that this channel was created, that I'm recording this tutorial. Now that we've created a channel, step 2 is to go in and customize it. These are the steps that you're going to want to take to make sure that your channel looks great, but also gets found in search and other things that help you grow and be successful. So back on the screen we landed on, I'm going to click on Customize Channel, and it's going to take me into what's called YouTube Studio. But if you ever need to get back to this later, you can just go to studio.youtube.com while you're signed in, and it will take you right here. Or if you're anywhere else on YouTube, you can click on your picture up here at the top and click YouTube Studio here from the menu. First part of customization is the banner image. This is what's going to appear at the top of your channel. So here's what it looks like at the top of my main YouTube channel. Now, it's not required, but it's usually going to be something you create in a graphics app like Canva, or hire somebody to do it for you. We'll link to a tutorial with more details about that down below, but I want to show you one important thing. When you go to upload your file, let me just grab mine. It's going to bring you to this screen to show you how these lay out. So this is what's important to know. This section here that's currently highlighted shows on all devices. So if somebody's looking at your channel on TV, they'll see it. If somebody's looking at your channel on a mobile device, they'll see it. And if somebody's looking at your channel on a computer, they will see it. Now, if I hover over this Viewable on Desktop button, now this is everything that shows on a computer if somebody's looking at your YouTube channel. So remember, I just showed you this at the top of my channel. You'll notice there's nothing on the ends though, because on mobile, those get cut off. Now you can put something in this area if you only want to show on desktop and not mobile, some like a little graphic that's not important, but just know that it won't show on mobile devices, which is where a lot of people watch YouTube, right? And then the full banner is viewable on TV. So this is where I have a bigger picture in the background if somebody happens to look at this on TV. We do know that living room consumption of YouTube is going up and up and up. So you don't have to have anything back there, but just something to think about. And then at the bottom there, you can see I just threw up my personal brand website. I just kind of envision if somebody's sitting there watching on TV, they're obviously not on a device that they can go and click on stuff. So I just put my website down there in case somebody's, typing on their phone. They're like, oh, let me go learn more about this guy. I don't track it, so I couldn't tell you if anyone's ever done it, but it doesn't hurt. So again, feel free to do the banner image, or you can come back to that later. Next up is your picture. If you didn't upload a profile picture earlier, you can add that here. Again, your channel name and your handle, which we already set up, but if you didn't, you can change that here. Option to add your pronouns, and then here you can add a description about your channel. So as it says, the description will show up with your channel name in search results, but the main place people are going to see it is here on your channel page, where here on mine it says the key to success in online entrepreneurship, and then they can click more. That's the main place that it is going to show up. Whatever the most important words are, make them first. Don't say, hey, everyone, nice to meet you, because as you can see, it's going to get cut off. So you really want the first part to show people what your channel's about. Next up, you can add language settings. So if your channel is going to be in one language, but then you're also going to translate it to another language, which YouTube will do now, then you can actually go through and have a separate channel name and description for the other language. Below that is your channel URL. So this is the standard web address for your channel. However, when you share it, if you want to share something that looks nicer, that's one of the places this handle comes in. So if I go to a web browser and I type in youtube.com/ and then at that username, at Jerry Potter's YouTube channel is the one we chose, and I hit enter, it's also going to take us to our channel. But if you're linking to your channel from your website or anywhere where you can hide the ugly link, I recommend using this one, because the other one will change if you decide to change your handle, for example, at some point in the future. Next, you can add external links for your viewers. They show up on your channel profile and about page. So the first one will show up here and be clickable. As you can see, I have the newwaytopodcast.com. And when somebody clicks more, then they can see these additional ones. Below that, you can add your email address. Now, let me tell you from experience, if your channel blows up, you're going to get spam. So I don't recommend putting in your main email address for this. I recommend using a forwarding email address or another email address that maybe you're going to at least check once a week, because you will get legitimate brand offers and collaborations and things through this email address as well. You just don't want all of the spam and other emails cluttering it up. If you want a video watermark to appear on all your videos, down here you can make one 150 by 150 pixels and upload it right here. Totally optional, but once you've done it, you can have it show just at the end of the video, have it start at a custom moment. So maybe you don't want it at the beginning, but you want it to start 30 seconds into each video, or you can have it show for the entire video. Now back up here at the top, this second part of channel channel customization is the home tab, and I'm gonna click on that. And for now, you may not want to even turn on the home tab. Here on my home tab, I have recommended videos, and then I have them under different categories like podcast tutorials, YouTube growth tutorials, my podcast, and different things like that. But until you have content to fill that up, you may want to just leave that turned off, and then the videos tab will be the first one that'll show, and it'll just show the videos that you have. If you do decide to turn it on, then down here you can customize what shows up. So for example, each of these are different sections, and you can rearrange them by hovering over the lines there and dragging and dropping them. You can click the three dots if you want to remove any of the sections, and you can add all kinds of sections here. Not going to go deep on that in this video because right now is a brand new channel. You don't have any content for that, but something to think about for the future. So for right now, we're just going to turn that off. All right, we've created our channel. We have customized our channel. Next step is to go through our settings. There are some important settings that you're going to want to look at to help your channel stay secure, get found, lots of good things. So don't skip this next part. So I'm still here in YouTube Studio, and I'm going to come way down here to the lower left, and I'm going to click this settings tab, and we're going to go through the most important settings here. This first one under general is to choose your currency. If you qualify for monetization in the future, this will just, it's basically the currency that displays in your YouTube Studio account, not a big deal. Under channel, we have the basic info tab. You can choose the country of residence. This isn't required, but if you are going to be in the YouTube Partner Program, which is the monetization program in the future, then that will be based on what country you are in. So that's part of your eligibility. Then below that, you want to add keywords. What are the keywords you would like your channel to be found for? So if we look at my channel here, you can see I've got my name, YouTube for Business, Podcast for Business, how to start on YouTube, all of these different things that are reflective of the things that I make on my channel. And so you can type as many tags as you want here, up to 500 characters. This next tab is advanced settings, and here you can set a default for whether or not your channel is made for kids. So because of legal requirements, among other things, you want to be very clear with YouTube whether or not your videos are for kids or not. It depends on, it reflects the ads that they show and all kinds of other stuff. So you have three options here. The last one by default is I want to review this setting for every video, but if you're never going to make content for kids or almost never, you can just click no. Or if it is made for kids, then you want to click yes, or mostly upload content that's made for kids. There's a few other privacy things down here that you can go through and look at if that pertains to you. And then feature eligibility. This is something you're definitely going to want to go through and do as soon as you can. So standard features, once you've created your account, that has already been unlocked. You can upload videos, create playlists, and things like that. But intermediate features. So for example, you cannot create videos longer than 15 minutes unless you unlock this. You cannot do custom thumbnails. You cannot live stream. So it's relatively quick to do. You just have to do it with a phone number. And so I would recommend going through and doing that. And then the advanced features, and they do change these sometimes, so it could be different when you are going through this, but the ability to upload more videos, create more shorts, embed live streams, like a whole bunch of other features. Again, none of these cost any money. You just have to go through and verify that you're a real person and who you are and stuff like that. So I recommend just unlocking all of it now for the most potential from the beginning instead of later going, why don't I have this? Next tab on the right is a great setting called Upload Defaults. And what you can do is you can go through and fill out some of this stuff so that it's already there when you go to create your videos. So you don't have to recreate all of this every time. So in mind, I don't have a title. I do have actually quite a bit in the description. Some of the stuff I update and some of the stuff I just want there all the time. And if you want to see what's in mine, you can go look at any video on YouTube, including this one. I have the visibility defaulted to private because I want to schedule my videos for ahead of time. And then if you have tags that you want in every video, you can add those there. I don't have any for that. And then under advanced settings, these are again, just some more things that you can have set by default instead of choosing them for every video, including letting YouTube create chapters. If you don't do that, you can set a custom category. This might be one that you want to do. There's not a whole lot to choose from. My channel is considered an education channel. And then you can have comments on or off by default. And then you can show how many people like the video. They don't show dislikes on YouTube anymore, but you can say whether or not you want to have people see how many likes there are or not. Next tab on the left is permissions, and this is where you could go through and invite other people to help manage your channel, like we talked about when we said create a business or brand channel, so you can do that. This is new, but now you can add other people to help moderate your channel by pasting the URL of their channel, which is kind of neat. So if you have people you trust and you just want to have them in here for that, you can do that. Once we're done in here, then we just hit save. By the way, congratulations on deciding to start a channel. That alone is your first win in this journey. And if you did create one and you want to link to it down in the comments, please do so we can all cheer you on. Now, can I tell you the answer to the #1 question I get asked by new YouTubers? The question is, what would you do differently if you were starting over now versus when you started your channel? And there are 7 things that I would absolutely do differently, along with 2 things I would do exactly the same, and I run down all of them in the video on the screen right now, so click that, combine that with what you learned in this video for a much bigger chance at success, all right? Thank you for watching, and I will see you there.